Shannon, do you think Booker has a case for MVP?
Hell yeah, absolutely. It was big Isaiah that actually started it. Because, Skip, 10 of the last 15 MVPs were the leading scorer on the team with the best record. That was the argument that they used when they gave it to Mailman. Mm-hmm. That's the argument they used when they gave it to Steph Curry over LeBron, or they gave it to KD over LeBron. Mm-hmm. The best player on the best team. That was the argument they used when they gave it to Steve Nash over Shaq. They say the best player on the best team is the MVP. Now Devin Booker is the best player, leading scorer on the best team, and now he ain't getting nothing. They're like, it's crickets. And like he said, they seem to change the criteria to meet whoever they want to get the MVP. He absolutely deserves to be in the discussion, because you look at when Chris Paul went out, he increased his assists and his points per game. And then he goes get 49 on the anniversary 5 years ago, in which he got 70. Mm-hmm. Skip, I was praying that he get 50. And, you know, I like the Nuggets, but I understand history, and I like history. And so for me, Skip, Chris Paul has been out 11 games. They've gone 8-3. He scored 28 points, raised his shooting percentage in those games. And like you said last night, Skip, 49-10. I don't know if you get much better than that. Normally, somebody scored that many points, they ain't dishing out no dimes. Mm-hmm. He's been phenomenal. He's finally... You know, for the longest time, Skip, you know, he's a great scorer. Oh, he can score, he can score. Can he help his team win some games, though? That's what we talking about. That's what, you know, Kobe your model, Kobe your guy, Kobe your idol. Kobe was scoring them points, was winning games too now.
Yep.
He's done that. He fits the criteria of what a guy that's in the MVP discussion should be. Mm. But all you hear about, Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Skip, and deservedly so now, Skip. Those guys, Jokic is 26-13-8. Giannis is 30-12-10. And Joel Embiid is 30-11-4. All these guys shooting, Jokic is 57% from the floor. Giannis is 55% from the floor. Embiid is 49% from the floor. They deserve to be in the discussion. But for D-Book not to get no mention? Barely get, oh yeah, he's playing really, really well. He's really stepped this game up when Chris Paul has been out. Hell nah. He's done more than that. They're on pace to win 67 games. Devin Booker deserves to be in the MVP discussion. Serious MVP discussion. Not no just a passing thought, Skip. In the serious discussion for the MVP.
Okay. I'm going to give you this. I've been covering this league, the National Basketball Association, for a long time. Back to Kareem's days with the Lakers in the 70s here in L.A. when I worked at the L.A. Times. So I've been through a whole lot of MVP races, and I cannot remember getting almost to April and suddenly saying, wait a second, what about that guy?
Right.
Because that guy would have been in the conversation since at least January.
Yes.
At least.
Yes.
This came like a bolt out of the blue.
Right.
Like a lightning bolt that struck me when I saw Kyrie's tweet, and I thought, God, I'm ashamed. I should have thought about him. I should at least broach the subject. Right. And to your point, it's crickets, man. Until suddenly, on the same night, Monty Williams says, it's just somewhat silly he's not included in the discussion. Yeah. Because, trust me, he was not included in the discussion.
No.
I don't know anyone outside of Phoenix.
Skip, even as they were winning all these games, we were talking about, okay, the Nets, what can they do? Kyrie, when is he going to play? What's going to be the situation with Ben Simmons? Are they going to get that worked out? Are the Nets going to trade James Harden? Yep. The Lakers in their situation. Golden State's played really well. Phoenix flew. The next thing you know, hold up, damn. Phoenix don't win all these games? Well, they're not going to be able to do anything. Chris Paul goes, there goes their season. And they go 8-3 at 11 games, and Book increasing across the board. So I don't get why he didn't receive more. He's 26-5-5. I don't get why he didn't get more consideration out the box.
I'll tell you exactly why. Because of CP3. Simple as that. Most people look at Phoenix as having turned around when they landed CP3, and he became the driving force of the team on and off the floor. He became the unofficial head coach of the team. He became the new quarterback, the new orchestrator, the new maestro for the team, and it felt like Book was going along for a great ride because he is a great wing complement to Chris, obviously. They're the perfect match. but it felt like he was more complimentary. And he's not going to put up like sensational numbers. They're very good. It's his numbers this year are just slightly better than last year.
Right.
He was 26-4-4 last year, and then he went up to 26-5-5.
Right.
But he did do one thing. The one thing that was sticking in my craw last year is he shot 34% from three, which won't cut it.
Right.
And all of a sudden, he boosted that this year to 38. That's a significant leap.
Yeah. Well, he should have been a better three, Skip. The way he can shoot the mid-range, you mean to tell me you got that good of a J and you struggled from like 3 feet further?
It's kind of hard to comprehend,
but
he did.
He worked on it.
And he worked on it. He got better. Even all the way to the finals last year, he was a little shaky from three.
Yes.
But now he's pretty good. He's not great, but he's pretty good from three. And we already saw, I mean, this man is at 6 feet 5 inches tall. He's capable of scoring 70 points. Okay? So last night he gets 49, and I'm like, so? You know,
on 16 or 25 shooting.
It's ridiculous. Okay, so for a while, I was poised over here to throw another big name into the hat. I thought Ja was on pace to be Book, to be right here in the middle of it, and maybe even close with a rush and steal MVP.
Right.
Because the team that came out of nowhere was Memphis.
Yes.
Because he rose into superstar status right before your very eyes. But
we saw a little bit of it last year, Skip.
Remember
they did what they did to the Warriors in the play-in?
Yes, I did.
And then they took a game off of Utah.
They
played really well against Utah.
Really well with Dylan Brooks.
But you can see, like, okay, this team is coming.
It's coming.
But Ja took a step, and they arrived.
Okay, they arrived, and then right on schedule, it's been the story of this whole NBA season, his knee starts to plague him again.
Yeah.
And it's been plaguing him, and he's been plagued by backs and ankles and all
Now he's going to get reevaluated basically at the start of the playoffs.
Start of the playoffs, which is pretty scary for Memphis because it could be the end of Memphis as we knew.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere without
Okay, and then the other staggering stat that actually discounts Ja is they're now 16-2 without him.
Yes.
16-2?
But that's what makes them so dangerous because they're so deep. They're deep. Skip,
they're 11 deep.
Yes. And they got damn near everybody can shoot the three. I mean, basically on every team, not everybody can shoot the three. It used to be, Skip, you have 1 or 2 guys and you have a specialist.
Yep, I agree.
Not everybody got at least 10 guys that can take and make a three-pointer.
That is true.
But Memphis is loaded. They got young, athletic guys, and they play hard.
Would you believe that as we speak, Memphis's record is almost 4 games better than Miami's record, which leads the East? So if Memphis, quote unquote, were in the East, they'd be running away with the East.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Phoenix is so good that Phoenix is up 9 games on Memphis.
They've already clinched throughout the entirety of the
whole
playoffs.
They're 60-14.
Right.
So now back to the original point.
Right.
Well, if you're 60-14, somebody needs to get some credit, right?
Somebody.
Okay.
And considering, like you said, Ja shouldn't get as much credit because they're 17-1, 16-1 without him.
Okay.
They went 8-3 without Chris Paul. And I'm not saying Chris Paul is not a driving force. Chris Paul has been sensational. He's going to lead the NBA.
They're 11-4 overall this year without Chris. Well, Book missed some of those games, but he played, to your point, 11 of those games with no CP3.
Right.
And he went up a little bit. He went up 20 to 28 points a game, 5 rebounds the same, but 7 assists went up because he played some point guard.
Because he has the ball in his hands more time. Cam Payne has done a great job filling in for Chris Paul, Skip. But like I said, it's too late now. You're not going to generate enough buzz in late March to rally the voters. They're like, man, what did we miss? Their minds are made up. This is a 3-man race right now, Skip. It's Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis. And Devin Booker definitely deserves to be in the discussion. But because he didn't get enough buzz early, Skip.
Yeah, but right now you're just giving him honorable mention.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Skip, could he possibly be first-team All-NBA? I think Ja's going to get one of those spots. Does he deserve it? Does Luka?
He's been phenomenal lately.
DeMar DeRozan has taken a little step back with Chicago because they can't beat any of the top seeds in either conference. So he might have taken a... But
he was on a tear for a while. I thought he was going to be the MVP.
Yes.
But that's about a month ago.
Right. So, like I said, but then that's what I don't get. We like you. Well, he's the best player. He's the best player. He leading scorer on the team with the best record. That's got to mean something. That was the argument they used against David Robinson and Hakeem Olajuwon. Olajuwon should have won back-to-back MVPs. And then when he got a chance to go head-to-head with David Robinson, he did a number on him.
He did. I agree. Okay?
So
here's the final issue for Devin Booker. We look at PER, player efficiency rating.
Right.
It's sort of the stat in basketball. It's the equivalent to me of QBR, but PER, you got to go down a ways to find Devin Booker. He's down at 24th.
He'll guard. I mean, normally you're big. Yoke, Giannis, Embiid.
Well, you just named them. You just went 1, 2, 3 in QBR. I mean, in PR.
Yeah. I mean, those are the guys that are normally going to use. I don't know if. I mean, because he's not laying the ball, he's not getting a lot of baskets, a lot of buckets around the basket like Yoke and Giannis. It's going to be those three guys. And unfortunately for Devin Booker, he did not get the adequate attention and love that he deserved early enough. Because I don't think people really took the Suns serious. Man, Golden State get healthy. Man, Golden State. Yep. And Golden State still might if they get healthy. But the Suns aren't going to this. The Suns are legit. If you don't think the Suns are legit, and they've been, now Cam Johnson, he's been out since he had that historic performance. He comes back, he makes their bench even deeper.
I would agree. All right, so you still sticking with Yoke?
I'm sticking with Yoke. Okay. Because, Skip, for me, he's gotten 0 games from Murray. He's got 9 games from Porter Jr., when we knew his back was messed up, and he's only 3 games behind Philly and 3.5 behind Milwaukee. So he's done this damage without his second and third best player. I think that speaks volume. Embiid probably is going to win it. I think sometimes the voters get fatigued. I think they fatigue the Giannis. They're not giving him 3 MVPs in 4 years.
Okay, remember, Jokic's team is now just 1 game above being in the play-in. Mm-hmm. So even though they're 43 and 31 in the West, they're just hanging on to the 6th spot instead of falling back 1 game into the 7, then you'd be in the play.
I think that's the Mavericks. No, the Mavericks are in front of them, I think.
Not sure.
But that just goes to show you, Skip. Think about it. They're 43 and 31 in the West. That's only 3. Milwaukee and Philly are in the 2nd and 3rd spot. And they're only 3 games in front of them.
Well, I think Milwaukee's only a game and a half out of first. Okay, so they're a game and a half out of first. Mm-hmm. I'm sticking with Embiid, and I still love him at the free throw line where he's so far beyond Jokic. It's almost like a joke to me.
Skip, the man shooting like 13 free throw attempts a night.
Well, he's made 241 more than Jokic has attempted.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, that's just ridiculous, right?
Man, they be looking at Embiid. I'm like, come on, dude. I mean,
well, what I love about him, he can make them.
He got a lot of practice. He got a lot of time to practice.
But when you're 7 feet tall, it's hard to make them like that.
I mean, Skip, these big guys now, they got touch. Mm-hmm. It's not like the big guys, because if you shoot threes, you should be a pretty good free throw shooter. Mm-hmm. And he can shoot the 3, a guy his size.
Mm. And then there's LeBron.
Hey, guys,
you know GOAT James would be there if we had a better record. Mm. But we ain't got no better record, so we're not there.
You even going to make
You know
the
what?
playoffs?
Denver gave Book a little extra inspiration last night because they had the wrong picture up during starting lineups. They put Amir Coffey's picture up from the Clippers instead of his.
That's disrespect.
Fuel to the fire.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.